All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into the middle of the 2026 AI Agent Framework Wars. And here's the thing, this isn't just about code anymore. It's really a battle of ideas with totally different philosophies on the best way to build and manage artificial intelligence. So, let's break it all down.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we got to talk about the big, hairy problem that everyone in this space is desperately trying to solve. Then we'll dive into 4 very different solutions. We'll look at how the big companies are kind of mixing and matching these ideas. We'll give you a way to figure out which one is right for you, and then we'll take a peek at a future where they all might just learn to get along.
So why did building with AI get so ridiculously complicated all of a sudden? Well, it all comes down to this. The second we moved away from using one big AI model to using teams of specialized AI agents, we accidentally created this massive weak spot, a critical vulnerability that can bring down even the most sophisticated systems.
And this, right here, is the villain of our story, the compound reliability problem. It sounds complicated, but the math is actually brutally simple. Every single step you add to an AI's workflow, every time it uses a tool, every time it passes information to another agent, the overall chance of the whole thing failing goes up a lot.
And just look at this table. It really lays it all out. Let's say you build a system where each step is 95% reliable. That sounds amazing, right? But after just 5 of those steps, your overall reliability has already dropped to 77%. By the time you hit 10 steps, you're basically flipping a coin. Not great. This is the challenge that every single one of these new frameworks is built to fix.
Okay, so how are people actually fighting back against this crisis of complexity? Well, 4 really distinct philosophies have popped up, and each one offers a radically different way of thinking about how to manage these powerful new agent systems.
You've got these 2 totally different camps, right? On one side, you have the philosophy of simplicity. That's the OpenAI Agents SDK. Think of it like a perfectly executed relay race, just clean, lightweight, and fast handoffs. And then you have LangGraph. This is the philosophy of absolute, total control. It's not a race, it's a meticulously engineered state machine where nothing is left to chance.
Yeah, so OpenAI's whole deal is speed and keeping things simple. They basically say, look, you're a Python developer, right? Just use the Python you already know to pass the baton between agents. It's all about getting from A to B as fast as humanly, or I guess AI-ly, possible with minimal fuss. LangGraph, on the other hand, is like, whoa, slow down. Speed isn't the main goal here. Control is. Deterministic control. The core idea is that you can build systems that are totally crash-proof and auditable by drawing out every single possible step on a graph. The whole point is, no surprises. Ever.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting, especially for anyone in a high-stakes field. It's this idea of durable state. What this means is that LangGraph is constantly saving its work, like a checkpoint in a video game. So if your 10-hour process crashes at hour 9, no big deal. It just picks right back up where it left off. For regulated industries, this isn't just a cool feature. It's absolutely non-negotiable.
All right, now let's shift gears a bit. We have 2 more philosophies that are less about the raw engineering and more about the metaphor. Crew AI is all about thinking of your agents as a corporate team, a little org chart of AIs. But open agents? Whoa, they're thinking way bigger. It's not a team, it's an entire ecosystem, like a digital economy where agents can just find each other and start working together.
And that's the magic of Crew AI, right? It's so intuitive. You're not thinking about code or graphs. You're thinking, okay, I need a researcher agent, a writer agent, and an editor agent. You define the roles and you let them run. It makes it super easy for the business folks, not just the techies, to get on board and actually help design these things.
So you might be thinking, okay, which one are the big guys like Microsoft picking? Well, the answer is they're not really picking just one. They're mashing them up, creating these powerful hybrids to try and get the best of all worlds.
Take the Microsoft Agent Framework, or MAF. What they did is pretty smart. They took their 2 existing projects, AutoGen, which was awesome for these creative, conversational agents, but, sometimes they just go off on a tangent and get stuck, and they combined it with Semantic Kernel, which was their super stable, boring in a good way, enterprise tool. The result? A framework built for those serious, long-running, super auditable business processes that have to run inside a big ecosystem like Azure. Okay, so we've got all these competing ideas on the table. How in the world do you choose the right one for your project? Well, it really boils down to one simple question. Where do you want to handle the complexity? Do you want it in your code, in a visual graph, or in the job descriptions you write for your AI team? Think of this table as your cheat sheet. It lays out the big trade-offs right in front of you. Are you all about getting to market as fast as possible? You're probably looking at the OpenAI SDK. But if you need something that is absolutely bulletproof and you can prove it, that screams LangGraph. Need to build a quick demo that your boss will actually understand? Crew AI all day. It's not about what's best in a vacuum, it's about what philosophy fits your specific problem.
Let's get really practical here. You have an idea for a business automation tool, and you need a working demo, like yesterday. What do you pick? You pick Crew AI. Its whole role-based thing is tailor-made for that. It is the undisputed king of rapid prototyping.
Okay, but let's flip that. Say you're working in finance or healthcare. A mistake isn't just a bug, it's a potential lawsuit. You need durable execution. You need to be able to rewind the tape and see exactly what happened. That's the time travel debugging, and you absolutely need a human to be able to step in and say stop. In that world, LangGraph isn't just an option, it's pretty much a requirement.
And finally, what if you're a lean team? You're not bogged down by regulations, you just want to build cool stuff and ship it. You're probably already using OpenAI's models anyway. Well, the Agents SDK is perfect for that. It's the most direct path, it gets out of your way and just lets you write the code.
But here's the big plot twist in all of this. The future probably isn't about picking one winner in this framework war. The real future is about making them all talk to each other. And that brings us to this thing called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. The best way to think about it, it's like USB-C for AI. Seriously, it's an open standard, a universal plug that would let an agent you built in Crew AI seamlessly use a tool that was designed for LangGraph. No custom code, no headaches. It just works. This is a total game changer.
And that's the big takeaway here. This push for open standards like MCP and agent-to-agent communication means the future isn't about building bigger walls around your garden. The real winners, the frameworks that stick around, will be the ones that let your agents go out and play in the broader agent economy.
So what does this all mean for you? It means that picking a framework is no longer just some tech decision you leave to the engineers. It's a fundamental, strategic choice about how your entire organization is going to manage and orchestrate intelligence. So the question you really need to be asking yourselves is, what's your next hire? Is it a person or is it a philosophy?